I'm going to be taking you through all of the changes in the MoP Classic Prepatch, as well as the new talents, etc., and what you should be using as your rotation for Fire Mages. So, number 1, what the hell has changed? So we have a new spell, which is actually really useful, and I like it, and that is called Inferno Blast. Basically, it guarantees a critical hit, meaning when we're trying to guarantee our Pyroblast procs, it makes it a lot easier. So we get 1 critical strike, which gives us the heating up buff. Scored a crit, the next one will make your next Pyroblast be instant and cost no mana. We then use Inferno Blast, which then obviously is guaranteed with a crit, meaning we can then get our Hot Streak Pyroblast. So it really helps smooth out the rotation with using your Pyroblasts. Combustion is also much more consistent because Ignite, which is our mastery, no longer depends on critical strikes to build up the dot. Instead, it builds up a flat percentage of any direct damage you do, which obviously critical strikes would give more of, but it's better than losing Ignites repeatedly while waiting for luck. So we've taken a lot of the luck out of playing Fire Mage. Some of the stats have actually changed in MoP Classic as well. Hit chance and expertise now both contribute towards your spell hit cap. So setting 7.5 here and 7.5 there will hit the cap. That's more for level 90, but anyway. Haste is now also going to increase the rate at which your damage over time spells take effect, as well increasing the casting speed. And Mastery does now work through your Ignite, replacing the old Ignite talent, and now is a baseline for Fire Mages, making everything a lot more streamlined. Presence of Mind is now also available to Fire Mages and not just Arcane Mages, meaning your next spell is going to be instant cast. And Living Bomb is also available to all Mage specs through the talents. Speaking of which, what the hell is going on with the talents now in the MoP Classic Prepatch? Well, we get Presence of Mind at level 15. At level 30, I'd say to go with Ice Barrier for a big defensive. At level 45, I quite like Ring of Frost. Any enemies entering it get frozen. Cauterize at level 60 is phenomenal. I was going to say fantastic, and then I went to phenomenal, if that sounded weird. I just thought I'd address that there. An attack which basically would kill you will actually bring you to 50% max health, meaning you get a get out of jail free card. At level 75, we're then going to go with Living Bomb, the target taking damage over X amount of seconds. When it affects, they explode, doing AoE damage. So the rotation we're going to be using is keep your Living Bomb up at all times. And then whenever your enemy does actually have an Ignite debuff, let's just go over that again. Your target burns for an additional amount of total direct damage caused by a Fireball, Scorch, etc. So if I use Fireball, it's going to then put an Ignite onto our target, which is when you want to use your Combustion. So keep Living Bomb up at all times, use your Combustion, and then we're going to use Pyroblast when it's instant. So once you get a crit from your Fireball, we're going to get the Heating Up proc. We then need a second one to get the Hot Streak for our Pyroblast. So there we go, I've got Heating Up here. I then use Inferno Blast, which is guaranteed a crit, which gives me my... Oh, it must have missed. I'm like, what the hell happened here? Okay, obviously if you haven't got your hit cap, things can go wrong. But you get Heating Up from a crit from a Fireball, you then use Inferno Blast to guarantee a crit, and then you get your instant cast Pyroblast, which is when you're going to use it. You can also use Pyroblast to Presence of Mind. It won't be free, but it will be instant. And then, if you're on the move and don't have any instant cast spells available, we're going to use Scorch, purely because it can be used on the move. One thing to notice, we also have Alter Time. This is going to take you back to whenever you had certain abilities, health, etc. So if I have my Pyroblast, I can use Alter Time, use my instant Pyroblast, use Alter Time again, and I've now got my Pyroblast again. So it returns you to where you were standing with the health percentage you had, and also the buffs you had, meaning every 3 minutes you should be using Alter Time in your Combustion window, while also having a Pyroblast proc, meaning that you can basically get 2 free Pyroblasts and an extra few seconds of Combustion. It's a really, really cool cooldown. I absolutely love it. And that is pretty much the rotation you're going to be doing in the MoP Prepatch. When the full expansion launches, I will have a in-depth ultimate guide available for Fire Mages and every other spec on patch day, so do make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that.